Okay, welcome everyone to the community conversation. I am Maria from Canadian Pine Pollen, and I'm here with a special guest, Brendan Hamilton, and he's from Calgary, Alberta. Welcome, Brendan.
Hello, Maria. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah,
So I'm going to be,
I wanted to invite you on to share just because you've been an affiliate with us for like 4 years and a user of Canadian Pine Pollen. And so I just have been wanting to invite different community members on to share their passion for pollen and how they use and why they use pine pollen as a daily supplement. And I know that you're passionate also about sustainability.
that is correct.
So you
Yeah,
prepared a little talk for us today.
I have. I put together a little bit of a presentation just through my experiences and what I'm passionate about. So I'm going to be speaking on what I call sustainability as a gateway to vitality.
Perfect.
Uh, So how I came about learning about pine pollen was through my experiences tree planting. Through COVID, I spent a season doing that, and I got to see what was happening to our forestry system. And I became really passionate about looking at sustainable methods of land stewardship. And after literally pounding in thousands and thousands of pine tree saplings, I somehow came out of that season and came upon pine pollen um, as a supplement as something that I was looking to add to increase my overall health and well-being. And so I went and typed it into Google. First thing that came up was Canadian pine pollen. I ordered some, and within a week, I mean, I was hooked. I've been taking it for about 4 years now, and just the difference in my life has been absolutely substantial. And so, what I want to start on is looking at sustainability and why, as consumers, it's so important that we're looking to support businesses who have sustainable resource utilization methods. And like I said, my experience is tree planting. Forest stewardship is a big part of that. So looking at the way Canadian pine pollen harvests, um, they're really looking to steward the forest and the landowners that they work with. A big part of that is preservation of soil and the nutrient profile, so that in our modern agricultural methods, in harvesting, we're making sure that the nutrient quality and the density that's feeding this product is absolutely impeccable. They're also partnering with small landowners and selecting lodge pollen ponder lands that are really vital or really healthy. And so they're not going into sick parts of forests or, commercially taking as much as they possibly can, which is really cool. And Canadian pine pollen uses hand harvesting methods. So what that means is they're only harvesting what they can reach with hand or maybe with a stick. And what that allows is you're maybe getting 20 to 30% of the pine pollen yield from a tree. And that's allowing the rest of the tree to go through its natural process where the pine catacombs are opening and they're allowing pollination of the rest of the forest, which is really important for the rest of the ecosystem. It's, in a sense, like experimentation of the entire ecosystem. And so the overall health of that entire environment is really important. And what's really cool is that Canadian pine pollen is providing the highest quality commercially available pine pollen in the world. They're the only commercially available company that's doing uncracked cell wall pollen. So a lot of companies, they will do what's called cracking the cell wall, and that's cracking the very delicate membrane around the pollen in order to maybe increase a little bit of nutrient availability or bioavailability. But in the process, with that small increase in bioavailability, what you're doing is you're actually starting to denature all the qualities of that pine pollen, the oils, the minerals, the vitamins. And so it's not as vital as it possibly could be. And so by having the uncracked cell wall pollen, it's still a living, breathing organism. And if you really want to increase the bioavailability a little bit on your own, you can do something like it's already available in tincture form from the company. You could put it in a tea and something like yerba mate in your coffee, and you could have cold brew and leave it overnight in the fridge. And it's doing the exact same thing, but really retaining that overall potency. And what that leads into is vitality. And so for me, the very first thing I look at in terms of vitality is what is the energetic quality or the integrity of the compounds that are you consuming? These are literally making up the structure of your cellular makeup. And so from the harvesting all the way through to production to the end consumer, you are getting a product that is ethically sourced, that has a lot of love and care behind it from a company that really wants to help people feel amazing. And so just the energy behind that product for me was incredible. And then we look at just in terms of vitality, what are the actual compounds and effects that are in this product? And so the main was phytoandrogens, right? Those are our plant-based bioidentical hormones like DHEA and testosterone that have amazing various health benefits like growth, energy, stamina, and longevity. I would say within a week, those are the things I noticed. I was sleeping better. My workouts were better. I just felt like I had more energy. And all my friends and family, I mean, I try and get them to start taking this stuff. We also have the amino acids. And so, for instance, if you're somebody who's predominantly on a plant-based diet, getting a complete amino acid profile is really, really important for you. It has 20 plus types of amino acids, including all of the essential amino acids. And even if you're somebody who's just eating a lot of what we would call muscle meat and isn't taking in organ meats as well, getting that complementary full amino acid profile means that you're really, really covering all your bases, especially if you're an active person, and recovery from training is really, really important to you. You also have MSM. So that's a sulfuric compound that offers pain relief, increased flexibility, hair growth, and healthy skin. So it's essentially like free natural plant collagen. And then nucleic acid. So these are our building blocks of DNA, RNA. These are our vital molecules that regulate cell growth and division. And one thing that I think is really important is right now we are experiencing the lowest fertility rates in both men and women that we've ever had. And so when you have something that is like literally ensuring that the quality of your sperm cells, of those egg cells, everything in terms of fertility is functioning as optimally as it can be, I think it's an amazing benefit, and it's something that everybody who is thinking of having kids should really be considering. We also have glutathione, so that's the primary oxidant made by the body, and it's essential for immunity and detoxification. We also have superoxide dismutase, which is a really, really potent anti-inflammatory. It's involved in reducing free radicals correlated with aging and tissue in the cardiovascular system, also potentially protective against cancer. And then the vitamin and the mineral profile is just off the charts. Vitamin A, B, C, D3, vitamin E, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, silicon, copper, iron, all the way into like strontium and zinc, and dopa, L-dopa and arginine, which are really, really important for blood flow and nitric oxide production. So again, just like if you're an athlete or anybody who's really active, looking at that performance increase. And just when you look at all of this together, it's this incredible long-term viability in terms of a healthy hormonal profile for you as a human being. If this is something that you're willing to take consistently over a lifetime, it's just an incredible asset for you. And so the fundamental question kind of through all of this that I like to reflect upon and would perhaps pose to people who are listening to this is, how does this mindset or shift of thinking sustainably and thinking about how that applies to your vitality transfer to the rest of your life in terms of your health, in terms of your work, in terms of your relationships? When you start addressing things and thinking about the sustainable impacts and how those are also going to impact your overall energy and vitality, it really starts to shift your entire life. And that's a pretty incredible thing coming from, just pine pollen in essence. And so my personal experience and kind of what I'd like to leave you with is just some of the like stacks that I like. So for training, I always have essential amino acids plus pine pollen, and then like maybe a little bit of a Celtic salt or electrolytes for training. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm usually taking a little bit of a tincture in the morning as well. That just like helps with overall focus. It helps with libido. My girlfriend really enjoys it without getting into too much detail. And then if there's other supplements that people were looking into to pair with pine pollen that I think complement really well, Shilajit and chlorella are amazing. Wild chaga, spruce tips, which are other products available from Canadian pine pollen as well, and fermented cod liver oil. I think these are just incredible things that could build a really, really strong foundation for an overall healthy lifestyle. So that's everything I've got for you today. really, really appreciate you having me on and taking the time.
Thanks, Brendan. That's awesome. I also
Yeah,
wanted
my
to
pleasure.
ask about, because I know that you have an Indigenous background and
Yeah.
really connected to nature and the land and your traditions. So I was wondering if you
Hmm.
could share how that comes into play with like working with plant medicines or, just having that deep connection to what comes from nature and the earth and that everything we need is really out there.
Yeah, yeah. So, to clarify, I'm of Métis ancestry. So, I think maybe one thing I'd like to say is, like for my teachings, something that we hold in reverence is we do our best to speak to the extent of what we understand. So everything I've shared today, it is as accurate as possible based on my understanding. That being said, I'm always open to learning more, and to correcting myself if information is incorrect. So, hope people can take that as it is. And then, yeah, just in terms of how I approach, plant medicine, and that's really what this is to me. Like, yes, pine pollen is a food, but in essence, it is a medicine. And I think the very first thing, like I mentioned, it's sustainability. Indigenous peoples were stewards of the environments they were in. It wasn't just like they were there. No, no, they understood the ecosystems. From grasslands doing controlled burns, from forests, the same thing, like understanding which plants to harvest, how to burn in proper ways, um, how to like harvest in different ways to ensure that different areas of the forest were kept up in that way. And so for me, um, I really look at like the connection with the land and the medicine as as a very deeply spiritual practice, in terms of there's like gratitude, but also being provided for. So my belief is that everything we need is provided for. Abundance is our natural state, and scarcity to me is kind of an artificial concept, predicated on modernity. If you understand how to live in harmony with your natural environment, and maybe specific, this might be specific to my culture within North America and the lands that we've access to, but everything we could have possibly needed was available to us, everything in abundance. And it was living in harmony and understanding like the natural relationship, the reciprocity, and the mutually beneficial relationship with plant medicines, with food sources. That's kind of how I like to approach this. And so, yeah, that's why Canadian pine Farm, as I said, it is this gateway of sustainability to vitality. And I think, um, even on a global aspect, in different forms of like regenerative agriculture, and even as pine pollen starts to gain traction, around the world, because I think it's kind of a hidden gem that not a lot of people are talking about. There still are going to be really, really viable ways to harvest stuff sustainably and to be able to share it with people.
Yeah, that's one of the first things that attracted me to Canadian pine pollen when I first found them is their unique story of how they go out onto the land and hand harvest. They collect every season. There's really only 2 weeks that you can collect the pine pollen, and it's really abundant. And you were mentioning how about 20 to 30% of the tree is harvested. I actually think we harvest even less because
Okay.
we're working on such a large area, and we have to go with what is available and ready to pick. So I think it's more about 10% of the tree because there's
Really? Okay.
also a side of the tree that gets more sun. So depending on how it matures and it's ready to harvest, because we're not going to pick something that's not ready because the pickers make money based on weight. So they're picking the ripe ones. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like the part of the tree that's facing the sun at the time that we're going through that part of the forest. And they're constantly moving up the mountain as the weather or the temperature increases. So they just start working up. So it's really fascinating. And I really hope that you are able to come out and see our harvest this year. I know you have some experience harvesting, but it would be great to connect and meet you in person.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I got a chance to go locally, last year and do some harvesting. And it's just an incredible experience being out there. And even just understanding that, you can get your own medicine. It doesn't take very long, maybe 3 hours of picking, and you could tincture that yourself, and you got your medicine for an entire year easily. So
Yeah. Burgess and Saeed are so great at sharing information, sharing their knowledge. And where we harvest, there's a lot of indigenous nations and land. And so we want to share what we have learned too, and even have them pick on their land and create a business opportunity for them too. Like we'll buy the pine pollen because we're really serving parts of the world or the community members that don't have access to lodgepole and ponderosa in their backyard. So, but anyone
yeah,
who does have questions, they reach out. We're happy to share information. And yeah,
that's
so
beautiful.
thank you. I hearing you talk about pine pollen, like we believe it. I think it's great. Like it's a superfood. It's amazing.
Mhm.
And just the fact that it helps increase testosterone levels for men and women. And that's what I was most surprised about is how many women are taking it, especially during menopause. And
Mm.
but a lot of younger men who are into like athletic performance, they want that testosterone boost for other reasons. Other people want it to just balance their moods and help with energy. So we really have quite a wide scale of consumers from kind of mid 20s up to mid 70s or older. So yeah, it
Yeah,
really
yeah,
helps support so many people. And the fact that it's
which is
natural.
amazing.
Because the best thing that I've heard too is anyone on hormone replacement therapy, they that interrupts your natural production of testosterone, whereas pine pollen, because it's a natural product and food, it's supporting our bodies, but not interrupting our natural production of our hormones, and it won't interrupt our testosterone. So once you take, from my understanding, once you take hormone replacement therapy and your body stops producing, you're kind of dependent now. But with pine
Yeah,
pollen,
yeah,
don't become dependent. So it's beautiful.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and I know TRT or testosterone replacement therapy is becoming quite popular, and I know guys in their early 30s who are starting to consider it. And
Yeah.
I highly, highly advise them before you go down that route, please try pine pollen. There's quite frankly a lot of other natural options as well for testosterone support that they could go down before they get into that. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that the tincture is more like we recommend that for medicinal use, for more
Hmm.
therapeutic use, because of the potency. But the
Yeah,
pine pollen powder, I met a customer, he's 72, lives in Arizona, and he was taking pine pollen powder, the raw food ingredient. He got off his biweekly testosterone shots and his testosterone levels were fine just using the powder.
amazing,
That was really cool to hear. Yeah.
amazing.
So we
Yeah,
we know it works. We know it works. We just need to share this message with the world.
yeah. I mean, it's incredible. It's something I would never see myself stopping taking it. I just don't. There's no reason. So
Well, thanks for sharing your story and it's great to meet you. Hopefully we get to meet in person this summer.
my pleasure, Maria. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Brendan.